There's a quiet crisis happening right now, and it's totally reshaping what it even means to be an expert. It's being driven by technology. And listen, if you're a coach, consultant, any kind of thought leader, you really, really need to pay attention to what's coming. Why? Because if your brilliance isn't locked into something deeper, you're one algorithm away from being irrelevant. Do you have your coffee? Because this is a serious wake-up call. Having just knowledge isn't the stable ground it used to be. The rules are changing fast, and the stakes, they're incredibly high. Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I help big thinkers, visionary leaders, and seasoned experts leverage the power of books to grow their business. And now let's get to the big question. When everyone can sound like an expert, who on earth do you actually trust? Think about it. AI can now churn out decent, good enough content in seconds. The internet is getting flooded with it, and that creates this huge problem. Trust collapses. How do you, or more importantly, how do your potential clients find the real, true signal in all that noise? To really get your heads around this shift, we have to look at this idea. It's called the Zillow effect. It's a pattern that's already turned other industries upside down. And guess what? It's coming for us now, the world of expertise. So what is the Zillow effect? Here's the key. Just think back to what Zillow did to the real estate world. Before Zillow, you had to go through an agent just to see what houses were for sale, right? Zillow came along and boom, it just removed all the friction. Suddenly, every listing was available to everyone instantly. Access exploded, but that created a whole new problem in a sea of endless options. How does one house stand out? Who do you trust to guide you? When access explodes, trust suddenly becomes the new super scarce thing. And this isn't just some abstract theory. This exact pattern has already hit all these different areas. We're talking about housing, sure, but also college applications, concert tickets, even high-end real estate sales, job applications, dating apps. It's the same story over and over again. And this is why it's so important for you to wrap your mind around. The same forces are now hitting the knowledge world. AI is making access to information and to what looks like expertise instantaneous. So the very thing you sell, your value proposition, it's being directly challenged. So what does that actually mean for you? In practical terms, it means that the very foundation of what it is to be an expert is shifting under our feet. The value you bring to the table, it's being repriced by the market as we speak. This slide breaks it all down. Let's look at the old way. Your knowledge was your authority. That's it. Simple. But now knowledge is basically a commodity. Anyone can just go ask an AI. And how people found you? It used to be reputation, word of mouth. Now discovery is all about synthetic search, where you're just one option lost in a sea of millions. I hope you see the big shift here. Access used to be the bottleneck. Now trust is the bottleneck. And there's a great name for this whole phenomenon: authority inflation. It's a perfect analogy, isn't it? Just like when the government prints too much money and devalues the currency, when you flood the market with AI-generated good enough content, it devalues the real, hard-won expertise of genuine leaders. And that leads me to this next point, which I know is kind of a tough pill to swallow, but it is so, so important. The market doesn't reward you for your effort. It rewards you for being recognized. You could be doing the most incredible work, getting life-changing results for your clients. But if the market doesn't see you as different, as distinct, all that effort becomes worthless. The key is to be seen differently. So how do you cut through all that noise? It all comes down to this new trifecta of differentiators. First, you need clarity. so people immediately understand your unique value. Second, you need originality. Your ideas are so uniquely yours, they can't be mistaken for anyone else's. And third, you need sharp positioning, which makes you the one and only logical choice for a very specific person with a very specific problem. So the challenge feels pretty huge. I get it. But here's the good news. There's a strategy to fight back. This is what I call your authority moat. You don't want to shout louder. And creating more content faster is just a race to the bottom. You will absolutely lose that race against AI. No, the real strategic move is to build a body of work that is so clear, so compelling, and so uniquely you that no algorithm can copy it, and your ideal clients can't possibly ignore it. And one of the most powerful tools for building this authority moat is a strategically crafted book. First, it codifies your wisdom. It takes all your unique experiences, your frameworks, and crystallizes them into something an AI could never just dream up. Second, it signals you're in a premium tier. A real book instantly makes it obvious you're not playing in the same sandbox as some low-ticket course or generic AI-written listicle. And finally, it creates qualified demand. The right people, the people you actually want to work with, find the book, read it, and show up already convinced of your specific value. So how do you start building this authority moat? How do you Zillow-proof your expertise? It starts with getting brutally honest with yourself. Let's walk through the 3 questions you absolutely have to ask. First question, and be honest. Is my voice recognizably mine? Like if you took your name and your picture off of your content, would anyone know it was you who wrote it? In a world just drowning in generic, templated advice, a voice that can only be you, that's one of your most powerful, non-replicable assets. Question 2, and this one is huge. Am I packaging insight or am I just sharing information? There's a critical difference here. AI is a master of information. It can summarize things, make lists, explain concepts. That's easy. Your job, your real job as an expert, is to provide insight, to reframe a problem in a new way, to connect the dots that no one else is connecting, to offer a perspective that literally changes how people see their world. That is where the real value is. And the last question, number 3, this is the practical test. Is my authority easy to find and impossible to ignore? Put yourself in a stranger's shoes. If they land on your website or an article or your podcast, do they get what you're about in under 2 minutes? Do they instantly understand who you help, what you do, and why you are the only choice for them? Because if the answer is no, then your expertise, no matter how brilliant it is basically invisible. And this is the most important takeaway. You're not being replaced by AI. You are being replaced by indistinguishability. The real threat isn't the technology itself, but becoming so similar to everyone else that you just fade into the background noise. Sameness, that's the real enemy. And that really leaves us here in this new expert economy, being crystal clear about who you are, what you stand for, and the unique insight you bring to the table. That's not just a nice marketing advantage anymore. It's your primary line of defense. It's the authority moat you build around your value in the age of AI. Clarity isn't just power anymore, it's your protection.